So we didn't make it. We're at the gas station. It cranks, no start. All right, there she is. White D1, baby. I'm excited. So here's the truck situation. I've been sitting here for like 15, 20 minutes, and that's a pretty big little spool of oil. I don't like that, so I'm gonna get that topped up. That's unfortunate. All right. Almost. Ooh, buddy, she's alive. Oh, good morning. To unplug the hybrid here. I'm sure you guys can see that. It's 20 degrees. All right, moment of truth. Will the truck start? Plugged it in all night. Ooh, the glow plug light went right off, so this is a good sign. We're in business. Howdy, welcome back to the Addicted Motors YouTube channel. My name's Troy, and today's new Rover Day. So it's 2024, we haven't bought a car all year, at least for myself. And I decided what we really need to do is go back to our roots and find more $1,000 discos. And that's what we're gonna go do today. We're gonna go down to North Carolina, about 3 hours away, in the diesel truck, grab a trailer, and tow back a questionable, cheap $1,000 D1, which is, haven't done that in a while, because I'm tired of kind of overpaying for trucks that are never really worth $1,000. So if you find a decent disco that, you know, has a motor and transmission and stuff in it for $1,000, you got to go do it. As I'm surrounded in the background by all my other broken trucks that I thought were going to be good but are not. It's time to double down. That's what's happening here. This is what we need to be doing at 5:30 in the morning. Alright, we're in the process of setting off. Now, the problem with living in where I live in Southside Richmond is the parking spots. And why would that be an issue? Because when you drive a shitbox and you pull up to any parking spot, there's just fresh oil everywhere. And you never know if it's from your shitbox or somebody else's. It's quite stressful. So while we're sitting here waiting for the U-Haul trailer to be ready, I want to play a little bit of before and after, right? So the backstory on this truck, it's been on Marketplace for a very long time as a parts truck. I've seen it before. I didn't really think anything of it because the whole interior was disassembled. I'm like, it probably doesn't run and drive, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, what I do, because I stay up late at night scrolling through Facebook Marketplace, is I save a lot of things and I go back a year, 6 months. If it's still available, I'll message them and, you know, just see maybe there's some hidden gems. I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel. So I mentioned the guy and I was like, listen, does it run? Does it drive? What motor? Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, he took a while to respond, but he said, yeah, it's got 225,000 miles. It did run and drive. He had it for 10 years. So that was the first thing I thought of, like, oh, okay. And he's done a lot of like little repairs and stuff to it. Like it shows in the pictures that he's done some rust repair in the floors and he's had the interior out. It's missing a passenger seat and, you know, little things like that. He said he did a compression test and a leak down test and it's good, but it's got 225,000 miles on it, so it is what it is. So, you know, all those things made me feel better about the truck. It also looks like it's got some old man emu suspension on it, but you know, it's the little things that went from a derelict parts truck to, oh, maybe this is okay. You know, maybe it's not a complete waste of my time, but we'll to be determined. Find out in a little bit. 3 hours to go. Happy Saturday. All right, so we're turning and burning in the F-250 down in North Carolina. The truck's running pretty well. Running about 2,500 RPM at about 76 miles an hour, which is actually better than it usually does. It likes this cold weather. Towing the U-Haul trailer. But again, this is a tale of two cities, right? Because I think I've never really driven the truck this far since the full engine rebuild. And as I was idling in the parking lot, waiting for the trailer, I noticed leaking oil, which, you know, I've always kind of thought it was leaking somewhere. But after a full resale, I don't think it should be leaking as much as I saw. So I'm gonna have to monitor that. I didn't bring any oil. I'm gonna have to might stop and get some diesel oil. So we just had the oil change less than 1,000 miles ago. So, you know, it's always something fun when you're doing old things in old vehicles, doing old vehicle things in old vehicles to get old vehicles. So, let's do it. There she is. White D1, baby. I'm excited. Let me just wiggle one of the leads a little bit. It's not getting any power. Sometimes it can be. There, up, little wiggle, there it goes. It's alive. Here's the truck situation. I've been sitting here for like 15, 20 minutes, and that's a pretty big little spool of oil. I don't like that, so I'm gonna get that topped up. That's unfortunate. All right, so I got a lot of oil coming out of this thing. This is a lot. So, gonna top it up, gonna make it home. I'm gonna have to bring it back and get this thing looked at in the shop that rebuilt the motor, because it's a bit unacceptable. I don't see where it's leaking. Obviously, you know, I got other shit to do. So, man, the levels look fine. So we're gonna top it off a little bit. Keep going before I get dripped on. I'm gonna get dripped on. But let's forget about my truck issues. I told you this is a two-part project. Let's focus on the D1, guys. This is sweet. Again, this was posted to get parted out, but he didn't part it out. Nobody came and got the parts, so he's got all the parts. So if you saw in the last clip, it's not, the interior's like not together, but I've got boxes of stuff. Let's check it out. Got boxes of parts. I've got the radio. I've got interior bits and trim pieces and all the fun stuff. I mean, like I said, it started. I don't know if it runs well. It's got 240,000 miles, but I've got all the bits. It's gonna be a fun project to put back together. There's not a whole lot of rust. Is this tape? I think this is tape on the fender wells, which is, nah, it's probably not tape, but floors look like they've been messed with before. I mean, I'm excited. No airbag, none of that stuff. It's, this is a trail truck, I think. It's not rusty. So it's gonna be real fun kind of putting this all back together. Because again, it looks good. It's not super rusty. That looks like it's gonna need some, I'm sure it's gonna leak gas and everything, but, yeah, what do you think? Let me know in the comments, guys. $1,000. I mean, I'm excited. Less excited about that. All right, let's see what this looks like. And it doesn't look bad. I'm gonna add some anyway, because it's leaking. Yeah, I don't know. Just gonna top it off a little bit more. All right, so anyone interested in the fill-up MPG figure here, the unladen figure in the diesel, going around 75, getting down here, 175 miles, 13 miles per gallon. Not that great, but I've seen better. It's winter, I was kind of pushing it a little bit. So let's see what it looks like for the laden MPG coming back. I'm running a tune. What is it? But it's a plus 45 tune, so that's gonna help me a little bit, but you know, old truck, so let's go. Man, I love this. Look, that's a good sight. That makes me happy. Look at that. Shoo. On the other hand, I don't love this. I'm still leaking. That's so much oil. It's really a bummer. It doesn't, I mean, the level still looks fine, but it's not happy. Not happy about that. All right, so we made it back, and she's still running. I just threw another battery in it, just offloaded the trailer. Gotta go return that real quick, and then we'll go and play with this thing. But she's idling, she's running. This thing really hasn't, it's been sitting in a barn, essentially, for the past 8 years, and that's where it's been stored. So I'll go through the rest of it later. Like I said, it's one big DIY project. It comes with everything you need. It's build your own adventure, and that in itself is pretty exciting. So I was just gonna let it do its thing, burn off some of the sitting, and we'll get it in the driveway, clean it off, and see what we've got. Did you put a hat on Frank?
Frank looks so unamused. Here, I'll FaceTime you.
Poor guy. Oh, Frank, you're like a bug as well.
So the hose is frozen. It's 32 degrees. I was hoping to show you guys like a little before and after of me kind of going through the truck and cleaning it up and, you know, making it look good, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that in any reasonable amount of time because it's so freaking cold. It's like 31 degrees, everything's frozen. So maybe I'll get some spray, I'll clean up the hood and kind of give an idea of what I think this before and after might look like, because I mean, I have all the pieces, right? I've got turn signal, I think. I've got the lower cladding. This all can get kind of put together. So let me see if I can make it happen in 5 minutes. All right, so it's way too cold to do this. My rags are like freezing as I'm doing it, but hey, it's got paint. Look at that. I mean, talk about some instant gratification. All I need to do is put a marker on it, check the air in these tires, dump some Marvel Mystery Oil in it, put that piece in right there, and man, well, we're in business. Feeling better. Remove the side steps. But yeah, guys, it sucks. I want to finish this video and do the whole thing, but I'm going to have to cut it short and do a part 2. I just don't have enough time, not enough daylight, and it's just too cold. Sorry. Okay, so it's 10 degrees, and I apologize for how this jumpy this video is, because it's usually not 10 degrees when I do this type of stuff. And what I wanted to do is kind of bring it back, do a run through of it, start putting the car together, inventory the parts. But we've got Rovers and Coffee tomorrow, and I want to drive this to Rovers and Coffee. So what I'm going to do is my famous Addicted Motors tune-up. I bought some things that we're going to utilize. Got some Marvel Mystery Oil because the oil's a little bit low. We've got some sea foam. We're going to clean the MAF sensor. We're going to check the coolant and the brake fluid and just the basics. We're going to let it run, get it up to temp, and see if this thing will hold pressure, temperature, blah, blah, blah. So I want to drive it tomorrow. I know I should change the oil and do things the right way, but I'm not patient. And this is exciting, and this is, I feel like, what you kind of have to do when you buy turds like this. I want to polish this turd. I want to put the blinker in, kind of make this thing presentable so I can bring it and you know, take it on the maiden voyage, right? We're going to Rovers and Coffee tomorrow. I gotta put a seat in it still, so a few things to do. I'm not sure how I'm gonna film because it's so cold, but we're gonna do a little time lapse or something to knock it out. All right, so we've topped off the power steering, we've topped off the coolant, we've topped off the oil, we've done a little bit of Marvel Mystery Oil, we've done some seafoam, we've done the mass airflow sensor cleaner, checked the brake fluid, and that's really, it's gonna be it as far as the mini tune-up goes. Now I'm going to start it, let it run, get it up to temp, see if some of the condensation coming out of the tailpipe goes away, check the oil cap, make sure we're not building up any kind of head gasket issues, check our coolant intake, and, you know, just give it a general once over. I'm kind of blocked myself in with all the other Rovers at this point. So, you know, I really want this to be better than it is. So we'll see. Again, parked for 8 years. Who knows? Usually when people park things for extended periods of time, it's for a mechanical or emotional or psychological reason. Usually it's mechanical. So let's fire it up. Okay. Bring the thunder. Oh, the blower works. Wasn't too happy, but it did start up. So that's cool. The blower works. Lights work. The dimmer is removed, so I'll have to make sure that gets added in at some other point. But I'm just gonna let it idle here and watch the motor and, you know, make sure everything's on the up and up. So much less condensation and stuff billowing out of it this time. I'm sure it'll pick up in a little bit, but not as billowing as it was before. But guys, for 240,000 miles, minus the spillage that I just did to it, looks and sounds pretty smooth. I'm kind of impressed. You know, he put 70,000 miles on his truck himself before he let it sit. So that makes me hopeful that it's not a complete basket case. I am worried about the head gaskets. This is 4 liter, so we'll just let this hang out for a little bit. All right, so I'm hiding and huddling in the interior, trying to put a couple bits and bobs together. And I was like, man, I don't have turn signals. And then I was like, all right, let me plug the relay clock thing in. And let's see if this. And yeah, of course the bulbs are out, but I got turn signals now. So it's gonna be fun going through all this stuff right now. So I don't know, again, from the previous video, the idle was pretty choppy and, you know, there was a little bit of a lug to it. Now, real smooth, just blowing out all the bad juju, I think. Oh, look, even this works. Look at that. Look at that. Man, what a swell truck. I'm sure the head gasket's blown though. All right, so it's too cold to film, but I got a lot of things buttoned up. Side marker, I even got a fog light going, a little bit of the interior put together just so I can drive it. So we're gonna take it around the block, see how it does. I'm not gonna film it, it's too cold. And really it's just in preparation to do something tomorrow, so that's when we'll check back with you. So, I think we got a car on our hands, people. I'm running and driving. It stops, it goes, it brakes. It's not overheating yet. Don't really try to make it mess up. It's not good. It's got 240,000 miles on it. Well, I guess we'll find out tomorrow. All right, good morning. So it's Rovers and coffee time. Let's see if this thing starts. It's 10 degrees. I've done all the things I can do without a lift and without doing anything realistic. Quick little tune-up, drive around, make sure the brakes and everything are good. So that all checked out last night. So let's get it fired up, get it warmed up, and put some new fuel in it. The fuel that's in there is probably 7 years old or something like that. The guy said he put fuel stabilizer in it, but still doesn't really. Still probably shouldn't be ran as it is, but we'll see. Burr. Burr, burr, burr. All right. This thing doesn't like to normally start on the first turn. Of course it's long. All right. Almost. Ooh, buddy, she's alive. Man, it kind of gets better and better the more I start it and try to drive it. This thing wants to live, so we'll give it that chance. Give her a few minutes to warm up here. We're off. All right, inaugural journey. First time on the open road. I've got an unlucky visitor with me. to partaking in this adventure. And we are going 30 miles an hour. This car hasn't really driven in 8 years, but we checked the basics. I installed the handbrake. That was very important. And we're gonna put some new gas in it because this gas is probably 8 or so years old as well. So off to Rovers and Coffee. We put gas in it, now it doesn't want to start. Come on, baby. Almost. Good battery though. I hope it keeps good battery. So we did a little shaky shake to the truck. It's almost right there. Ah!
That was the best one.
That's a good one. Bring the thunder. Almost. So, we didn't make it. We're at the gas station. It cranks, no start. Usually I can diag something like this, but it's really cold. Pushed it over to the parking lot. I wonder if it's a brake switch or something like my other one. Really annoying because it wants to fire and then just doesn't. So we're gonna let it sit, try to come back for it some other time. Yeah, that's freezing. I don't know, it looks like our Uber's here. Oh, look at you, you got all your windows working. Man, we got all the Ubers filling up.
Howdy, welcome back to I'm a Dick Motors. Needs nothing, better than Dave's. Not a problem at all. Hey, where you heading? Getting in another car?
So we made it out to Rovers and Coffee. My Rover's here, but I didn't drive it here. Andy drove here because he was borrowing it. And got the full lineup. Got some new trucks, got some of the Record 130s. These are all for sale too. Got a $1,500 game. We got a $70,000 truck and a $1,000 disco right next to each other, and they're both pretty neat. Got the classic P38 and the LR2. Andy's gonna keep it, so showing off that 4.2 liter. All right, so it restarted. We came back 40 minutes later and it just fired right up. So I think a fuel filter or something, or a fuel pump, something got a little warm. So I gotta get it back to my house now. So still going. I'm gonna drop it off the shop so I can change the oil, but definitely has some type of hot start, cold start issue. Ooh, we're in our new home for a little bit. All right, so let's put a bow on this video, right? I'm in the third different car of the day. The $1,000 D1 left me stranded at the gas station this morning going to Rovers and Coffee. Was immediately rescued by Mike in the two-door Classic, and then drove my four-door 89 Classic back from Rovers and Coffee because someone brought it there. So I'm headed back to the house. And you know what? That was a good experience. I'm actually kind of glad that the $1,000 truck left me stranded. It's a good little reality check, right? I didn't really do enough checks and, you know, reliability runtime to ensure that wasn't going to happen. So it kind of brings me back down to earth. Obviously, you're not going to be able to just jump in a car that's been sitting for 8 years and drive it reliably. So, what did we accomplish here? And I think we accomplished something that is why this channel started and why I still get excited to do this type of thing. I like to do things that are semi-attainable and I guess relatable in a kind of a car world, and how to participate in the community. And it goes to show that you can still find a deal out there. You can still go spend very little money on something that's very usable and fun, and it won't break the bank, and it won't break, you know, anything but maybe a little bit of your ego when you break down, and still have a good time. And that's what we did. We drove down North Carolina, we picked up the truck, We met the previous owner, a great guy, by the way. You know, truck has an awesome backstory. Got it fired up last night, putting a lot of things together and attempted to do something with it, and it failed, but it didn't fail terribly. Like again, I fired it back up, drove it to the shop, so it probably needs a fuel pump or a fuel filter or something. Just getting the old gas out of there. Who knows? A lot of that sediment could have got clogged up in the filter or whatnot for me putting the new gas in, and yeah, who knows? But that's gonna be, I think, it for this video. I'm excited to have another project that's kind of attainable. Again, the motor issues in the other D1 are probably a little bit more than I can handle right now without a full garage and a hoist and everything like that. So we're gonna cut it off at that. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. Check out my other little adventures, and we'll check it out on the next one. Again, this white D1 is gonna be it's gonna be fun. I want to get it put back together, get it back on the road, baseline the fluids and whatnot, and make it a fun trail truck. So let's do it. Can't wait. See you in the next one. Check me out on Instagram. A lot more updates and whatnot there. Oh look, there's a classic behind me. Even better. Oh look. Can I zoom in? I guess I can't. We have a nice little rover community here. Alright, see ya.